So the Brooklyn Nets defeated the Charlotte Hornets today 123 to 106 to give them a 24-12 record over the season. Now, looking at their previous games, they are on an 11-game win streak, so that's great to see. Leading the charge, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, both these guys, but also guys like Royce O'Neal, Nick Claxton, even guys like Yuta Watanabe and TJ Warren off the bench have been great for them. So we're going to go over the game, talking about the Nets and where I see them in the future, maybe even in the playoffs. I might do like an early playoff prediction somewhere in January, depending on what happens in the next few games. By the way, if you guys are watching this, it should be New Year's Eve, so happy New Year's Eve. And if you guys are watching this on New Year's Day, happy New Year's Day. So we'll get into it right now. Starting off with Kevin Durant, 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. 9 of 15 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. His three ball wasn't falling down. I mean, majority of the three balls for this game weren't really falling down. The Nets as a collective shot 38% from the 3 compared to the Charlotte Hornets 27% from 3. So, I mean, KD, I think he exited the game pretty early in the fourth. So, I mean, it was pretty much a blowout. The Hornets, they're not really like a great team. They're 10-27, so I would say it was a pretty easy game, and this was another great team win overall, and the starting five played pretty well. I mean, Ben Simmons didn't have a great stat line, but played some great defense, so Royce O'Neal, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists on 5 of 7 from the field and 4 of 6 from 3. If we can get a Royce O'Neal like this each and every game, I mean, I'd be all for it. Someone that can spot up, shoot the 3 ball, and essentially just be there to shoot the 3 ball, because he was a plus 29 in the plus minus, so that's also great to see. And with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant working as they usually do, they're going to need guys that can spot up in the corner, and Royce O'Neal gives them that floor spacing that they need. So Nick Claxton, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal with 6 blocks on 6 of 7 from the field. Nick Claxton, I think I said this in my previous Nets video, he should be a dark horse contender for the most improved player. Someone that has definitely improved in the last few seasons, and he's basically an underrated big man now. 6'11", 215 pounds, 12 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Looking at his blocks per game, he's averaging around 2.4, so that's great to see. Claxton, I mean, he's probably been one of their more brighter spots of the season, you know, with all the Kyrie Irving stuff coming down at the beginning, I want to say, and Ben Simmons starting off pretty slow. Nick Claxton was there to hold it down, and he's been pretty great for them and has been one of their contributing factors to them winning. So Kyrie Irving, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal on 11 of 19 from the field and 4 of 9 from 3. So Kyrie, we all know what Kyrie can do. I mean, he had a lot of great just overall shots today, and he was really just picking apart the defense today pretty well. So with the Hornets team that has LaMelo Ball, you know, Terry Rozier, their backcourt's pretty bad on defense. So Kyrie Irving took full advantage today, and he definitely delivered. So Ben Simmons, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Pretty quiet game from Simmons, 1 and 2 from the field. Didn't really have too much to do on offense. Defensively is where he's really at, and majority of the game he's basically just doing that. So they don't really need him to score. They just need him to facilitate the offense. Someone that's going to be playing some great defense and overall just be that guy that can handle the ball and just run the offense. So off the bench, TJ Warren and Yuta Watanabe. Both of these guys are pretty important to their roster. We'll go over TJ Warren first, 10 points and 7 rebounds with 1 assist on 3 7 from the field, 0 3 from 3. Warren getting back into game shape after being out, I think, last season with an injury. That was basically being tracked back to, I want to say, like a couple Januaries ago. So he's finally back playing basketball, and he's doing a pretty good job as the 6th man, 10 points and 3 rebounds with 2 assists. Man, I mean, TJ Warren, he's been pretty big for this team, and someone that can provide a scoring spark off the bench. Same thing with Utah with 11 points and 5 rebounds with 1 assist and 5 steals on 4 of 7 from the field and 2 of 5 from 3. So these two guys, the 6th and the 7th man on the team, both are playing pretty well, as both of them have been pretty great in terms of scoring off the bench and provide a scoring spark. Now, you know, guys like Seth Curry today played 20 minutes and had 8 points and 4 rebounds with 3 assists on 3 of 8 from the field. So Curry's still struggling very hard. And then Sumner, 15 points and 8 rebounds, or 8 points and 1 rebound with 1 assist. So yeah, Sumner not playing too well as the backup point guard. Seth Curry playing pretty subpar, being in and out of the rotation, like I said before. And Cam Thomas did get 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, but didn't really do anything. So that's the problem for this team. I'm looking at it right now. The bench, they just need a pure point guard. Looking at Sumner, I mean, Sumner can be good some games, but he's pretty inconsistent. I mean, 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, essentially. They need a guy that can distribute, like Patty Mills, who didn't get any minutes today, which I would have liked to see more of today. He's getting older. I mean, that's pretty obvious, but getting a pretty good facilitator off the bench, or at least a guy that can run the offense off the bench, can definitely benefit this team. Now they can run like a Simmons, or they can kind of stagger Kyrie and Ben Simmons' minutes, which definitely would be more optimal instead of trading for a new point guard off the bench. But I don't know, man. I mean, it gives the bench more versatility on offense with a guy that can pass. And they don't really need the point guard to score. I mean, it could literally be a pass first point guard that can just essentially be there to pass to guys like Utah and TJ Warren. So you guys can let me know what you guys think about the Nets. They're definitely one of the more underrated teams in the league. I mean, whenever I go on Twitter, whenever I look at NBA news, there's no people really talking about the Nets being one of the best teams in the East right now. So looking at the standings overall in the East, they are behind the Boston Celtics at 24-12. The Celtics are 26-10. So that's really the team to beat for the Brooklyn Nets. And in terms of matchups, they do match up pretty well. Obviously, they did get swept last season, I think. They either got swept or a gentleman swept, I can't remember. But they did lose to the Celtics last season. So if they do match up with the Celtics, which is highly unlikely since they're 1-2. So I mean, if they do somehow match up in the Eastern Conference Finals, that would be a pretty great matchup with KD against Jason Tatum, Kyrie against Jaylen Brown. We got all these guys on the roster, Claxton versus Robert Williams or Al Horford. I think that would be one of the best Eastern Conference matchups we've seen in a while. So you guys can let me know what you think about the Nets. That's the end, and peace.